So, hello again everybody. It's brain-numbingly hot in northern Italy. 38 degrees. It's 32 degrees in the shade of the van. Absolutely scorching day. Really been a struggle. Anyway, we're established now at our latest campsite. I'll show you around that later. It's a very nice place. Up on top of a hill, below a village called, or town, Cogoletto, called Cogoletto. I rode down into Cogoletto a couple of hours ago to buy some beers and groceries. We're going to be having a very nice barbecue this evening. I'll get some footage of that, but it really is boiling hot. Nevertheless, we're going to go for a walk up the hill here and put the drone up and give you a sense of where we are. The sea is that way, there are mountains that way. Tomorrow we're going kayaking on the sea, which is actually the Mediterranean, and once again it's going to be baking hot. How are you feeling, Murgatroyd?
Hot.
Hot? Murgatroyd's feeling hot. Murgatroyd always looks hot to me. So apparently there's been an African swine fever outbreak. I don't know what that means. Well, as long as we stay on the road, I think we'll be okay. Unless there's some African pigs hanging around.
It can't be transmitted to humans.
It can't be transmitted to humans. No. Well, that's no good.
And as long as you put the properly tonight.
As a very great man called Lou Reed once observed, what good is a disease that won't kill you? See how I edited out the fuck there. The Murgatroyd tells me I swear too much. Tell me again.
You swear too much and you're slightly infantile with your swearing at times too.
Slightly infantile? Well, fuck me. There's a compliment from the Murgatroyd. Don't get many of those a week. I'm slightly infantile. Only slightly?
Well, yeah.
Only slightly. Oh, this woman.
There's room for improvement, I'm sure.
There's always room for improvement. Yeah. Anyway, how are you finding Italy?
I wasn't keen last time I was here and I'm still not really that.
Of course you were here this time last year, weren't you?
Pretty much.
With your daughter?
Yeah.
And her boyfriend. Hello, Kaylee and Dan. Hello. Wave to Kaylee and Dan.
I'm carrying all your rubbish on my hands.
You're carrying all my rubbish. Charming. What's going on down there?
A couple of wolves.
Wolves. Yeah, they're dogs. They don't even sound like wolves, do they? So it's very lush and verdant, don't you think?
Green.
Green, that's, yeah.
Yeah, no. You fancy words, I do know what you mean.
I adore this woman. She takes no shit.
I'm just thinking of your audience.
What audience?
81 of them.
Excuse me? 83. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I am the funniest motorcyclist on YouTube. Honestly. Right, so we'll go up to the top of the hill here and then we'll put the drone up and give the audience, all 81 of them, 83, a sense of where we are. So we're in a region of Italy, northern Italy, called Liguria, and it's really quite beautiful. Although,
a bit like home, really, isn't it?
well, it's like home but higher. You know, at home the mountains are 3,000 feet above sea level. Some of these are 4,500, 5,000 feet above sea level. What's that?
Is that in case I just burst into flames?
Fire glass. Ooh. I imagine it's in case there's a forest fire or something. And all you can hear
tree creatures.
is insects going the way that insects do. So a couple of observations on the flora and fauna. I have more insect bites on my legs and arms, and bits I won't mention, than I've ever had before. And they are scarier than the people running around on scooters. I was riding down to town earlier, as I mentioned, and I was being continually overtaken by people on scooters wearing shorts and vests and not much else. And it was frankly terrifying. I was observing the speed limit because the last thing I want to do is give the Italian police any money. And I have to say that I've seen some terrible driving everywhere I've been, but it just seems to be worse by an order of magnitude in Italy. These people should not be allowed to be going around in motorised vehicles. Home point updated. Home point, it's good to know that your home point has been updated, isn't it? Though I'm a little bit concerned about landing here. I think I'm probably going to bring him over there and then bring him in. But we'll see. Okay, so we've walked up to almost the top of the hill. How you feeling, Murgy?
Good.
Good? It's nice to be on holiday, isn't it?
Right.
And we're going to have a takeoff for Mr. Drone. Except he's saying he's not taking off. Can you hold on to him, please? So if you just insert your... that's the way. I'm not asking you to catch him when he comes back down.
I could if I needed to.
I'm sure you could. We're not doing that. Hang on, he's asking me for waypoints and shit. Just hold on to him loosely until he takes off. He'll go 8 feet in the air, crash into that tree, and then there we go. So we're going over that way. Let's have a look around. So anyway, here we are at the communal barbecue. The Murgatroyd has temporarily displayed the
prongs along Yorkshire arm.
She's found them. She is the most amazing woman. And we've got the whole damn thing set up for a fabulous barbecue. So here's the communal barbecue area that we're dealing with. We've got some padron peppers cooking nicely, a couple of burgers. We've got some polo, which is, as you all know, chicken ass. How are you enjoying the children's entertainment at Murgatroyd?
It's not as bearable as some of your music.
Ooh, that's a bit nasty.
No, it's not. It's, you know, I can listen to any rubbish quite placidly. Whereas I can see it's really irritating you.
Well, every time I hear somebody performing for children, I think lock up your daughters. So you were joking about the ketchup?
No, I'll get that when the burgers are ready.
Right, so there's your ready bit with your ham and formaggio. Where did you go, Joe Formaggio? Mic test 1 2 1 2. We're recording. Just a perfect day. Sangria in the park. Then later when it gets dark we go home. Except of course we're not going home yet. Well, I wanted to do a little update. We have made a few mistakes on this trip, to be perfectly frank. We have travelled too far, too fast. What does that remind you of? Oh yeah, well-known song. Yeah, anyway, you can work it out for yourselves. We're taking on too much. Last year we did a 2.5 week motorcycle tour of Europe, and we came away from it, we got home from it, thinking that we'd tried to do too much. And we thought that we had learned that lesson. It seems very clear to both of us now that we didn't learn it well enough, because we're both really, really tired, practically exhausted, and we don't feel that we've done enough. We are spending too much time and too much money travelling from one place to another. And so, like all rational human beings who realise they've got a problem, we've come up with a solution. Stop moving. So anyway, we just had 2 or 3 days in Italy, which turned out to be counterproductive and very expensive. And honestly, I've got so much to say about the time in Italy. The motorcycling was terrifying, and it wasn't because of the riding that I was doing. It was because nobody, and you can hear the brush coming now that's going to make a sweeping generalization, but my experience of riding a motorcycle, and indeed driving the van in Italy, is that nobody has an iota of road sense. The stuff I've seen, tailgating a motorcycle that's travelling at 70 miles an hour is not a good idea. Tailgating a big van like this at 60 miles an hour is not a good idea. It's really stupid. And then when you get into the cities in Italy, we went to Genova, we went to San Remo, there are people on scooters, squids, stupid, quick, underdressed, idiotic, and downright fucking dangerous, on scooters, cutting each other up all over the place. Everybody just wants to get where they're going. It's fucking insane. I've heard an argument that Italian society is driven by passion. Absolute bullshit. I've dismissed that completely out of hand. It's not worth considering. Italian capitalism is driven in exactly the same way that British, American, Bangladeshi, Indian, Ukrainian, Russian capitalism is driven. It's driven by the social force of capital. The passion thing is just an excuse for being. I have never seen such appalling driving. And incidentally, I was delighted to get back into France this afternoon. The roads all of a sudden aren't filled with potholes. The roads are nice to drive on. Italian roads awful, Italian drivers even worse.